Ladies, we are here tonight on the show. A bunch of wrestling stuff here tonight, man. A bunch of news. Let's get it started here tonight, man. On a freaking let's get this shit started here tonight, man. On a freaking Wednesday, man. So now Stone Cold Steve wants to talk about possibly doing a match in the future with John Cena. He's saying working with him would have been a real highlight, and I've had a bunch of highlights. I would have been a real special thing. There's something special about John Cena. So it sounds like it's past tense, like it's something that he would have liked to do, but maybe not in the future. We'll see. But obviously, he was rumored to fight both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And supposedly he didn't accept those, Brock Lesnar, because he felt there was not enough money. And Roman Reigns, he just never got back to the company on time to say yes or no. I believe he was also offered LA Knight not too long ago, but I guess that's not going to happen either. So maybe John Cena, well, maybe next year, we'll see. Or maybe at SummerSlam, we'll see what happens. Or maybe one of these international shows. Maybe freaking Saudi Arabia will pay the money to see John Cena versus Stone Cold. Now, the problem probably John Cena's movie schedule. He's barely showing up for Raw for this feud with Austin Theory, so probably not. But anyways, let's move on. Forbidden Door has already in Canada has surpassed $1 million when it comes to ticket sales. I believe the show's going to be in Toronto in June. And no single match has been announced yet, and it's already sold over $1 million in ticket sales. Pretty impressive, man. Yeah, it's in Toronto. Yep, in Toronto. So yeah, that's crazy, man. Wait, is it in Toronto? No, it is in Toronto. Okay. Yeah, so that's why so already over $1 million, and there's still some tickets available, but a lot of them are already gone. Only freaking one day, I guess, after going on sale, they're already finished. But pretty impressive, man, for Forbidden Door. Alexa Bliss, it finally got announced. She got sick. She got like a skin infection. I'm not sure, and that's why she's been out since Royal Rumble. She's been recovering from having like a small procedure. But I guess she's been cleared to compete again. So we'll see if they get her for WrestleMania or not. Or maybe at this point it's too late. It's probably gonna have to maybe after WrestleMania. So that's why Alexa Bliss has been gone, because she was dealing with some type of skin infection. But now it's finally solved, and she will be back, man. All right, so I guess that was what was going on with Alexa Bliss. She was dealing with that. Let's see here. Will Ospreay is hurt. He was gonna do a match with with Speedball Mike Bailey for Impact Wrestling, and that will not be the case anymore. As he's dealing with an injury, man. So wishing a speedy recovery to Will Ospreay. Last night, Dragon Lee got put in the match for the North America Championship versus Wes Lee. So he will be at the pay-per-view standing delivered Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee already, they took him a while to get started using him, but now they're starting to use him big time. And then Mercedes Moné was in an interview, and she was talking about Natalya, how me and Natalya used to train a lot. We used to freaking wrestle for 1 hour and like just literally just have like a match and just call different spots. And we just put on a classic match with no cameras. And with 1 hour, we would set a timer and we would go for 1 hour. And I never had a chance to really wrestle like her like that in a real feud in WWE. I would love to do that one day. So this is pretty much the quote. She said, Natalia's one of my favorites. I feel like I never really got to opportunity to have a long match with her. I like to have an Iron Woman match with her. I used to train her, and we used to train for an hour nonstop, just calling spots, and then Natalia actually confirmed it. We set a timer in the dungeon and wrestle nonstop for an hour and vent and create all sorts of stuff. There's no better training for wrestling than wrestling. So much fun. So hey, that's the first ever person she's mentioned from WWE that she's interested, right? She mentioned a bunch of people, Mickey James and a bunch of people from New Japan. But this is the first person she's mentioned that's still with WWE. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe WWE can now use this to try to get her back. Hey, Natalia, although we haven't done shit for you in like years, let's have a fucking Natalia, Sasha Banks 1 hour Iron Man match. That's some good shit, pal. Triple H, get on it. I'm such a great booker. Anyways, so we'll see. Goldberg, he's obviously a free agent since January 1st. Tony Khan did an interview and he talked about it. Tony Khan said this. He's a household name in pro wrestling, and certainly that's interesting to hear that he is a free agent. It's something to follow, and he's one of the biggest names in wrestling. So I think he's going to go after him for sure. We'll see what happens. Let's see here. They're advertising Adam Cole to do a promo tonight for Dynamite. Of course, they're going to have Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo. Should be a good show tonight for Dynamite. Let's see here. I think this is old, but this is the Big Show talking about wanting to wrestle Kenny Omega. I think I talked about this I definitely talked about this. I can't remember if it was on the wrestling show or on a freaking live stream. So let me just read the article. It just came out. I don't know why. I want to get in the ring with Kenny Omega. I want that real bad. Kenny's an incredible talent to watch compete. He has a way of enhancing talent, and he pushes talent to another extreme. I'm always looking for someone to tell a believable story with. So, Paul White, formerly known as the Big Show, who has not been in the ring in 1 or 2 years, said he wants to do a feud with Kenny Omega. I don't know about that, man. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Maybe they can do it. Maybe Kenny Omega, ever since he came back in September, he's been doing just all the trio matches with the Young Bucks. So I don't know. We'll see. Although I think he's gonna have a big match tonight, obviously with Hijo del Vikingo. So maybe they'll start letting him go now. Now they lost a title, so maybe they'll start letting Kenny Omega go more as a singles competitor now. We'll see. Let's see here, man. So more about Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné talking about her WWE, her exit. Nobody knows the story. You don't know the story. You're reading whatever you want to read and believing whatever you want to believe. Nobody knows the story because I haven't said anything, and I'm not going to say anything. So, she's probably going to one day say something. She's waiting for the right time and to tell her side of the story. Monday Night Raw last night, 1.7 million. Or Monday, 1.7 million. And it did get beat by that Mexico Japan game. But it was right behind that one. 1.7 million. I think it actually broke records in Canada, though. I'm gonna guess because of the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn stuff. They're saying it was one of the most watched wrestling shows of all time in Canada. Canada is big on wrestling, obviously. You saw what they did, reaching a $1 million sale for Forbidden Door. And they're saying that also they did fantastic numbers in Canada, Monday Night Raw. Obviously, they don't get the Canada numbers. They only get the USA numbers. So here in the USA, 1.7 million for Monday Night Raw. All right, let's see here. So people confirming yesterday, I think they said that Grayson Waller was going to be on Monday Night Raw, and he was going to do something with Johnny Gargano. But now they're saying he was at Monday Night Raw. He just wasn't on TV. They're saying this. So this is being reported by Give Me Sports. Have learned that Grayson Waller will be at Monday Night Raw tonight, but not to wrestle on main event like another NXT star. The plan is for him and Johnny Gargano to build towards their match. So this is him. So this is him saying it's gonna be on TV. But I think then Sean Rossap said no. Sean Rossap said, unfortunately, looks like I got some information, and Grayson Waller was never set to appear on Raw. Apologies for that. Will hold my hand up. Okay, so Sean Rossap said his source was wrong. And so everybody that confirmed this, I guess gets a pass. It was Sean Rossap, the first that reported this, and he messed up, saying that Grayson Waller was going to be on Raw. So yeah, I guess that's on Sean Rossap. His source was wrong. Okay, and that's why Grayson Waller was not on Raw this week. So now they're talking about Roman Reigns. Let's see. This is Luis Dangor. Roman Reigns is expected to take a significant break following WrestleMania. To believe is that the undisputed WWE Universal Champion could even be missing until SummerSlam in August. Damn. Yeah, that's the thing. And is WWE going to want to do that? Do they want to lose their big star until possibly July, August? That's why they might not want to do it. So we'll see what happens. And then adding this other guy says, adding to this, I'm told this is continuing on when Reigns eventually loses the titles. As of now, those plans are not certain. So the other guy is saying that maybe this will happen. He will take a hiatus, but it's not necessarily WrestleMania. It's possible he retains at WrestleMania, and then in the future, when he loses the titles, whenever that is, he will take a long hiatus. But just because he's planning to take a long hiatus does not mean he's going to lose the titles at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So Roxana Perez, after Dave Meltzer said yesterday that she was okay and they were going to start putting her back on NXT TV, apparently that is not the case. Roxana Perez herself said, I don't know when I'm going to be back. The doctors still can't figure out what's exactly wrong with me. And until they do, I don't even have a date to come back. So whatever Dave Meltzer said yesterday was wrong, as Roxana Perez said right before NXT went on the air, that she doesn't know when she's going to be back. So still speedy recovery for Roxana Perez, man. And I'm guessing that whole thing about her fainting after her match a few weeks ago was real and was not a storyline. Now, obviously, with all those reports coming out, it looks like that shit was for sure true. And speedy recovery to Roxana Perez, man. All right, I think we're done with this. Let's go to this. So much news today. Jesus Christ. Only one article and I took that long. Jesus Christ. So Rey Mysterio, a lot of talk if he plans to retire or not after WrestleMania versus when he faces Dominic. A lot of people were saying that was originally the plan, but now it might no longer be the case. Rey Mysterio reportedly considered retiring at WrestleMania 39. At one point, it was discussed that Rey Mysterio was going to retire at WrestleMania, but I don't think next weekend is his last match, regardless of Hall of Fame, regardless of the Hall of Fame. So yeah, at first it was thought about, even he thought about retiring after WrestleMania 39. But now they're saying that no, he's for sure coming back after WrestleMania. So good to see. So just a lot of people thought that maybe because they were putting him in the Hall of Fame, he was going to retire. But now it's looking like he's coming back. So good to see that, man. officially 10 days into WrestleMania. Let's see here. The SummerSlam logo came out yesterday, and the people loved it, and now they're doing photoshops of a bunch of possible matches. They did Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton and Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. I think Logan Paul versus John Cena. But it's a pretty good logo, man. Pretty cool logo, man. But let's see here, man. The Rock, Eva's going to be at Stand and Deliver. I think it's going to be her first pay-per-view. So let's see how that goes for The Rock's daughter, Eva, as she will be at Stand and Deliver. So yeah, this is so supposedly they're saying Triple H has a bunch of surprises planned for Raw after WrestleMania. So I'm guessing a bunch of NXT debuts and maybe some guys coming back, like maybe Randy Orton and AJ Styles. So we'll see exactly what that means. And yeah, I think that's it for this article. All right, we can still have like 2 more. Jesus Christ. So much news today. So yeah, Alexa Bliss is all clear from her skin infection, and she will be so I don't think she's gonna be at WrestleMania though. Like I said, it's there's no time. There's like literally 10 days left. But she may be after WrestleMania. So this is about what I said about Canada having the best views from Monday Night Raw. They're saying last night's pulled and its highest viewership in Canada in years, and was the most watched Monday Night Raw and sports program in country on said day. Numbers have been soaring there for WrestleMania season as of late. Yeah, it's because of the Kevin Owens and Sami's, and maybe even Trish Stratus. She's also Canadian. So yeah, they broke records. So one of the most viewed Monday Night Raws in Canada in years, man. Like I said, they don't get those numbers, but still, I guess it's good to know that. That means that I think that's good for Kevin Owens and Sami saying that they're doing that. That means they're getting over, at least in their country, even here in America. So I think that's good, man. And I think that's it. All right, we're getting done with this finally. Let's call it a night, man. Yeah, a lot of news today. All right. So Carmella, everybody's wondering where the hell is Carmella? They don't know. They try to investigate how she wasn't at the house shows either. She was supposed to over the weekend also team up with Chelsea Green, and she also didn't show up. And obviously she was pulled out of that Monday Night Raw match, and she was replaced by Piper Niven. So they don't know what's going on with Carmella. Nobody knows what's going on now, which is crazy to me because her husband is literally Corey Graves. So maybe they're keeping it private. I mean, we just heard from Alexa Bliss for the first time in 2 months, and we just learned what was going on with her. So with a skin infection. So who knows? Obviously, I think Carmella a few months ago had a miscarriage, and she dealt with a lot of depression after the miscarriage of her baby. So maybe did she fall back in depression? I don't know. But yeah, Carmella was nowhere to be found either in the weekend for the house shows or on Monday Night Raw for the match. So hopefully Carmella's doing okay, man. So some of the stuff the call ups they're playing for NXT after WrestleMania for the main roster are Grimes, who's been doing a bunch of matches on SmackDown and Raw before they before Raw and SmackDown go on the air. So he's been doing like the pre-show dark match. So they're saying he's going to be one of the guys that's going to get called up to the main roster. And then obviously the other one they're saying is going to be Braun Breaker. So that means probably Braun Breaker's going to lose to Carmelo Hayes and stand and deliver, and Braun Breaker's going to maybe as soon as Monday the Raw after WrestleMania come to the main roster. Braun Breaker. Yeah, maybe that's what they'll do if for sure they do have Roman Reigns lose and have him take that long hiatus. Maybe they'll have Braun Breaker go to SmackDown and try to replace Roman Reigns, which is, I don't see, like, that's going to be easier said than done, especially with a guy that if you don't watch NXT, you're not going to know who the hell he is. Let's see here. I think that's about it. Yeah, Grayson Waller was not at Raw. Like I said, that was on Sean Ross Sapp. He fucked up his horse. But I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. That is it. Until next time, holla. The fudge is happening.